Here, in the remarkable tapestry of human existence, we observe countless forms of skill. Some individuals display extraordinary talents. They achieve feats that seem almost magical to others. Neuro-linguistic programming, often called NLP, provides a fascinating way to study this. It seeks to understand the very structure of human excellence. At its heart lies a powerful process. This process is known as modeling. It is the art of learning by observing. Modeling, in essence, is how we humans have learned for millennia. Imagine a young apprentice watching a master craftsman. The apprentice observes every movement, every decision. They absorb the subtle nuances of the skill. This is a fundamental way of acquiring complex abilities. It is not simply about copying what is seen. It is about grasping the underlying principles that make the performance so effective. This is the core idea of NLP modeling. NLP modeling takes this age-old process and gives it a clear structure. It offers a systematic approach to learning from those who excel. It does not matter if the skill is in sports, in teaching, or in leadership. The principles remain the same. NLP provides the tools to look closely. It helps us to ask the right questions. It allows us to decode the invisible strategies that drive success. This is a profound way to accelerate learning. The importance of modeling cannot be overstated. It holds the key to unlocking human potential on a grand scale. By understanding how others achieve remarkable results, we can learn to do so ourselves. It is not about becoming a mere imitation of someone else. Instead, it is about discovering the essential ingredients of their success. Then, we can integrate these ingredients into our own unique way of being. This opens up new horizons for personal growth and achievement. NLP modeling delves deeper than simple surface imitation. It looks for the hidden patterns. These are the patterns behind any skilled behavior. Think of an expert athlete. They move with grace and precision, but what truly drives their skill? It is not just their physical actions, it is also their mindset, their focus, their beliefs. These are the internal elements that modeling seeks to uncover. These are the blueprints of their extraordinary abilities. This quest is much like that of a naturalist. A naturalist carefully observes an animal in its environment. They seek to understand its behaviors, their strategies for survival. Similarly, an NLP modeler observes an expert human. They look for the internal landscape. What does the expert see in their mind's eye? What do they say to themselves? How do they manage their emotions? These are the subtle yet crucial components of their skill. This is where modeling distinguishes itself from mere copying. One might try to copy the gestures of a great speaker, but without understanding their internal state, their passion, their connection with the audience, the effect will be hollow. Copying replicates the outward form. Modeling, however, aims to capture the inner essence. It seeks the thought processes and the emotional states that empower the skilled performance. It's a far more comprehensive approach to learning. Consider, for example, a gifted teacher. They might use specific techniques in the classroom, but their true effectiveness often comes from something more. It comes from their belief in their students. It comes from their ability to inspire curiosity. It comes from their way of thinking about learning itself. NLP modeling helps us to identify these less obvious but profoundly impactful aspects of their expertise. This understanding is key to true learning. The journey of NLP modeling follows several key stages. It begins with careful and detailed observation. We watch the person who demonstrates the skill we wish to learn. We pay close attention not just to what they do, but how they do it. Every nuance, every sequence of actions is noted. It is like watching a bird build its intricate nest. We observe the selection of materials, the careful placement, the persistent effort. This forms the initial data for our model. The next step involves asking insightful questions. Observation tells us the what and how. Questioning helps us uncover the why and the internal processes. We might ask the expert, what are you paying attention to? What decisions are you making at each point? What are you thinking or feeling as you perform this skill? These questions help to bring their unconscious competence into conscious awareness. This allows us to map out their internal strategy. From this rich information, gathered through observation and questioning, we begin to find the strategy. This is the sequence of thoughts, internal representations, and beliefs that lead to the desired outcome. It is like discovering the recipe for a magnificent dish. Each ingredient, each step, is vital. The modeler identifies these critical components and their order. This forms the core of the model, a blueprint for replicating the excellence observed. This is a fascinating process of discovery. Finally comes the crucial stage of practice and integration. Once the strategy is understood, the learner begins to try it out. They step into the model. They practice the sequence of thoughts and actions. At first it might feel unfamiliar, but with repetition and refinement, the new skill becomes more natural. It is like a young eagle taking its first flights. It learns to use its wings to ride the currents until flying becomes effortless. It is important to understand that modeling is not about becoming a carbon copy of someone else. The aim is not to lose oneself in another's identity. Rather, it is about understanding the fundamental principles of their success. We learn how they think. We learn how they manage their internal state. We learn the beliefs that support their actions. This deep understanding is the true gift of modeling. It offers us choices. This understanding allows us to adapt what we have learned. We can take the core elements of the modeled skill. Then we can integrate them with our own strengths, our own values, our own personality. It is about using our best skills in new and more effective ways. For instance, a naturally analytical person might model the intuitive decision-making of a creative individual. They don't abandon their analytical skills. They enrich them with new perspectives. Consider someone who wishes to improve their public speaking. They might model a confident orator. They would study not just the speaker's words or gestures. They would explore the speaker's preparation methods. They would delve into their way of connecting with an audience emotionally. They would understand the speaker's belief in their message. This is far more powerful than simply mimicking a style. It builds genuine competence from within. Ultimately, NLP modeling is a tool that empowers anyone to learn and to grow. It reveals that excellence is not some mysterious gift reserved for a few. It is often a result of learnable strategies and mindsets. By observing, understanding and practicing these patterns, we can all enhance our abilities. We can improve our performance in any area of life we choose. It is a pathway to unlocking our own remarkable human potential, waiting to be explored.